Hey guys, this is the Oz Report, and today I'm coming at you live from Reykjavik. I had to cut the stream short earlier because of some technical issues, but I'm going to be streaming from here live all week, so make sure you tune into my channel. We're going to try to record a quick little Oz Report just in case you're waiting for it out on YouTube. So I'm going to upload this immediately when I am done here. So, quick look at the market today. Let's start as always with Plex. Plex and Plex adjacent items. So nothing much new here. Plex is still keeping very, very, very steady. We're looking at skill extractors. They're still rising in the same way that large skill injectors are also rising. That means overall, we're still staying in the 600, 700 million profit per month skill farming area. So this is as you would expect. Nothing new here, same as the last weeks. The Mastodon cerebral accelerators keep rising. That is something that I have been predicting in the last few weeks. They just continue to be very, very good value, and we are seeing the recruitment waves that are generating these. We're seeing them slowly tapering off, as you can see by the daily trade volume. So I'm guessing there's just not that many out there anymore as there used to be, and they're going to be slowly rising. Now, let's look into what is rising in price this week. So if we're looking at trending up, first of all, we're seeing the Hulk today spiking very hard. So this is just a big buyout. You can see here the price is 350 million right now. 350 million is up here. That's a very, very high price. So here you can see just a large buyout, and so there isn't really an increase in production cost here. If you're looking at the Hulk, the photonic metamaterials are the advanced moon materials that are mainly responsible for the price of a Hulk. That's the biggest component. You can see that price hasn't really changed all that much, and that is made up mostly. The photonic metamaterials are made up mostly of thulium, and that is something that has actually been dropping in price. So it's not like the Hulk is actually a ship that has been increasing in production costs. It's just that it's a short-term buyout, and there's a big shortage in the market right now. The question is, how quickly can producers refill it? The other ship that is interesting to look at this week is this Sleipnir. Or that I want to look at, because the Sleipnir has been going through peaks and troughs here on the price, and there's funny little cat ears going on here twice. So cat ear conspiracy confirmed. The interesting thing is here also, if you look at the production cost, it hasn't really changed all that much on the Sleipnir. It's been fairly steady, but it being a command ship, apparently it just goes through very spontaneous buyouts in short periods of time, and that's what you can see here. What we can see here, and I'm going to show you the Adam for Eve graph to make this happen. If I can do this really quickly here, since I am on the road on my laptop, I have to improvise a little bit. Here we go. If we look at the Sleipnir graph right here, you can see that there was, when the price was low, going through the first trough here, right here, the availability went up. So you can see here the price goes up, people start producing it a lot, so the availability goes up, and then the price crashes down again. And so this happens again. So all of the time producers try to step in, but most of the time they're probably too late, because the ones profiting from it are those that have stockpiles of these laying around, and then pretty quickly the prices come back down. And this is what happens when the production price just doesn't change of a ship over time, but you have short-term buyouts. So this underscores how important it is that if you want to profit from these changes, you have to have standing sell orders in place. It's very difficult to profit from this if you're just waiting for this to spike, and then you put your ships on the market, because these are being bought in bulk. It's not that people see it see, oh, the price is expensive, I'm going to buy another 5, another 10. They're then going to wait until the price drops back down, and you're going to have a very tough time profiting from it. So that's the Hulk and the Sleipnir as two interesting ships this week. Something else that we can look at is the forisar. I said last week, I think it was last week on the Oz report, that they're fairly underpriced. You can see that they hit the 52-week low on 3 occasions this year. Last week was the last time. Now, I don't know if this was just an Oz effect where, investors are moving in because I said it was underpriced last week, but I clearly do think that this is a clear bottom of it. And since then, the price has risen again. So do with that information what you will. One very, very interesting thing this week is actually the Praxis, because the Praxis is in very, very low supply. So if we look at the amount of trade days out there of the Praxis, it's 0.6. That means that right now there are only enough Praxis out there to cover 0.6 trade days. So not even 1 day of trade volume. And for the Praxis, that is fairly crazy because the Praxis is only released once a year for players on Capsuleer Day in May. It's only February, so we have a few months to go. Praxis are in very, very short supply, and so you can expect this price to keep on rising until May. I really don't see any way unless people open up the stockpiles that they may still have. But even me, somebody who in the past has had huge stockpiles of Praxis, even I have sold them all off because they were already fantastically priced. So if you have a stockpile of Praxis out there, if you do have a stockpile of Praxis out there, then right now is the time to sell. Or if you're feeling risky, even waiting a few more weeks, you can probably eke an extra $1 million out of it. These cannot be produced, so there's no other way of introducing these into the system, and they're very alpha friendly, so very, very popular ship. Now, last week, one ship we analyzed in detail last week was the Golem. So last week we saw that the materials that went into the Golem had been rising steadily since November, and I predicted that the Golem was going to increase. Now again, there's certainly a mixture of me calling an increase and maybe investors moving in, but we saw exactly that. The Golem increased in price from last week another 5 to 10%. And other than that, I think that is it. If we look at underpriced, we still see the same thing we're seeing last week. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, we do have, when we look at the items with the largest supply drop, so which ones had most of the market bought up, we see tritanium in there, which is very, very rare. The tritanium market is huge. It's a basic mineral. It's the most basic of all minerals, and we have seen an incredible uptick in trade in tritanium and the buyout of a large chunk of the market. So the tritanium prices have increased. Last week we were seeing around 4.1, 4.2. Right now we are in JITA at 4.35, which for tritanium is, it's already also 5 to 10%. So definitely something happening there. Typically increase in tritanium just means that people are gearing up for more production, which is interesting in a week where we had the production taxes increase from 1.5 to 4%. If you want to listen to more of that discussion, you can watch the replay of my stream on Twitch. All right. Today, very, very short Oz report. As I said, I'm on the road. I'm in Iceland for CSM Summit. So come join me on stream several times this week for guests, for discussion around the CSM Summit and everything else. All right. Wrapping up the Oz report. See you guys next week.